If there is one thing that will help you climb the ranks of Rocket League faster than anything else, it is simply setting yourself up for success. So many players just kind of wander around the field without any idea as to why they're going where they're going. And when you play like this, you're kind of just hoping that the ball happens to pop out where you are. And the second it doesn't, now you have to cover a whole heck of a lot more space to get back into a spot where you can actually make a play. So in today's video, we'll be discussing how you can avoid these issues so that you can more often find yourself in positions to actually make a play. And as always, before we do get started, if you guys are interested in having one of your own replays analyzed, make sure you check out my Discord, which is linked down in the description, as I do offer free coaching through there. So, these are tough. What I always say is if you find yourself stuck under the ball in a position where you can't really make a play, just leave. Because the longer you sit in this spot, the longer your opponents are just going to see you doing nothing and are just going to come challenge the ball. Because they have an easy angle on this. This is no problem for them. But if you're just sitting here doing nothing, not confident enough to jump for this, then all you're doing is putting yourself in a useless spot on the field where you can't actually do anything. So the second you see this thing roll up the wall, if you don't have the confidence to play it, just grab that boost and go back. Because this ball is just chilling. One opponent just took the kickoff. Sure, the other one might be coming in, but you also know your teammate is somewhere probably going to be in a position to challenge somewhat soon. So if you get the heck out of here, that immediately will clue in your teammate that they're good to challenge and you have that support back behind them. The worst thing you can do is linger here. Allow your teammate to inch up because they have no idea what you're doing. And then also your opponents come forward, and now one opponent beats both you and your teammate. What I would encourage then is in free play, put yourself in this spot. Just roll the ball up the wall and try to make these touches. The easiest way to make these touches, and it's going to sound counterintuitive because everyone thinks, okay, ball here, I'm going to get this boost, and then I'm going to take the shortest path to the ball possible. The problem is the shortest path to the ball makes it a really freaking difficult touch. Because that's going to be directly over your head, and good luck with that, because even if you do get a touch, you're probably just popping it lightly into the midfield. So if you want to give yourself the best chance, you take the boost, you go back slightly, and then you swing wide up the wall. Because that then gives you space between where the ball is and where you are, and actually gives you an angle to jump out for it. To give you an idea, you got this boost, you see how you literally go directly up the wall? That makes things super difficult. But if you go out here, a lot of people, okay, so the problem a lot of people think, right, is okay, I want to play fast. How do I play fast? Well, I take the shortest path to the ball possible. I get the first touch I can. The problem is when players think that way, they get maybe the first touch they can, or they put their car in a spot where they can't challenge the ball at all. But even if they get a touch, they're putting their car in such a spot that the touch they get is absolutely terrible. It is often better to take slightly longer to get to the ball to give yourself the best angle to play it possible. And then that wide angle would also give you vision on where those opponents are. So you'd be able to actually see if someone was coming because you'd have that angle to look down the field as well. And then right here, let's talk about everyone's favorite thing, small pads. The ball has just been chipped over you. And you're going to turn ball cam off here. Do you have any idea where your teammate is right now? Because I don't even know where your teammate is right now. Let's see where he is. So you can see him there. This is the last point you can see him, so you know he's somewhat close. At the very least, you should be able to see him out of your peripherals. You might not actually look at him, because obviously you're focused on the ball, but you should at least be able to recognize, oh, look, my teammate's here. So, with that knowledge, don't go to that corner. Not worth it. Honestly, you can go a little bit forward if you want to this pad, and just boop, like that. Or if you want to go even faster, just get directly to that one and then go back that way. Ideally, in any situation, your brain should never autopilot here. Because just like when using a flip, you set your mind on going here as soon as you land right now. Your brain is already I'm going to the corner. And you don't even turn ball cam back on until, at the very least, when you get very close to it. Which means anything could be happening in the play by the time you get there. And you would have absolutely no idea. So you could get here and the ball could literally be rolling into your net at 2 miles an hour. If you just turn right here and turn ball cam back on immediately, you would have been fine. Because additionally, if you do that, so let's just imagine you grab this, and you turn back this way. Now, you're around here. Now when this happens, you have 25 boost-ish from this. You could have like 37. 37 boost is enough to make any single touch you would need to on the field. So you can now just immediately start to turn. And now you'd be here. 37 boost, ready to play this ball. Instead, you're over there, which isn't horrible, granted, but this would, again, put us in a better spot for anything that could happen. So again, this positioning works because the ball's working out perfectly. This positioning would have worked for whatever had happened, which is the big difference when it comes to positioning at the higher ranks versus the lower ranks. Real quick, before we do hop into the next talking point, I do just want to take a quick moment to give a massive shout out to the newest member of the channel, in Marlinda Fish, who coincidentally is the player whose replay we're taking a look at today. So Marlinda Fish, thank you very, very much for the support on the channel. It is very much appreciated, and it really does mean a lot. And if you guys are interested in getting a shout out of your own, or perhaps you're just interested in supporting the channel a little bit more, feel free to check out all of the perks that are offered to members down at the join button below. Once again, thank you very much to Marlinda Fish for your support on the channel. Let's get back to the analysis. Honestly, and this is when, again, being in the middle would be better, but watch the direction you turn here. And this is, again, another issue that a lot of players have. They see the ball going this way, and their immediate reaction is, ball going to right, I go right. The problem is that the ball is about to bounce back this way. So again, think about where it's going to go, not where it is now. Like, obviously, right now it's to your right, but in a second, it's going to be bouncing back into the middle of the field. Go wide. Because then you could have swung around, the ball would have bounced back this way, and you could have directly cleared it back into your corner. And then you could have gotten the corner boost and then taken the ball off the wall. Instead, we're chasing it down like this because it's now past us. Because, oh yeah, the ball was going that way, and now we're chasing it down. Perfect. Same thing here about moving too far forward. And again, I have a feeling that this is happening, and this is how most players play the game. You're staring here. So if you want to know where the ball is about to go, look at these guys. Because these guys are what will tell you where the ball is going to go. So obviously the ball is sitting here right now. But if I'm looking at the ground here, I see, okay, Cho, he can't really do anything. Space, well, he's kind of under the ball over here. Like, if he gets a touch, like, maybe it goes like that, I guess, or more than likely it goes that way, but I don't even think he can really get a touch. Well, this guy is facing directly out this way. Well, the only place the ball can go if this guy gets some kind of touch is over here somewhere, or maybe like back out into the midfield. So with that in mind, I'm going to start positioning for those two most likely outcomes. So from your perspective here, let's go like this again. This is all fine. We're chilling. I would probably chill more around this area. Like, I would have chilled out my movement here, like not even doing what you're doing now. I'd just be waiting around here. Because again, from here, I got everything. And the second that happens, all right, cool. Now I have a choice. Do I want to challenge this ball, or do I just want to play defense? I have that option. From where you are, you're very, very awkward. And you're about to make some desperate challenges to try to buy your team some time, as opposed to being, again, between the ball and your goal already, with space to make decisions. It's fine. Good force. Yep. All right. So, same general rule that we talked about before. First off, I think this gets easier if you don't go back towards the ball. This thing's past you. General rule, don't go back to the corner. Go that way. Teammate's going to have the initial challenge. He's waiting for it. So, if we had gone this way, like, teammate's going to challenge. All right, we would have gone in the midfield. Maybe taken this pad or something. Probably around, I don't know, right about now, right as this challenge is happening. All right, so we'd be about here. Yep, again, in an offensive position, so that guy can't just run on. You also have a crap ton of space. Wow, he's far away. But from here, easy, no problem. And you're clearing into a safe spot. The danger of rotating like this and being back on this side is even if you do get a touch, it's going that way, most likely. Moral of the story, you don't want to rotate back into the corner on defense. You normally want to rotate around this way, especially when your teammate's coming out of the net. So teammate coming out of the net, we go back into the midfield, and then just become the second man that our teammate needs, because obviously that puts us in a spot to actually be near the net. Also, hey, small pads. Yep, you land. Don't even focus on the ball right now. Your only goal is to get as many pads as possible as you move upfield. Just get on that line. Focus on that. The ball is doing its ball thing in the corner. It's not going to go anywhere crazy. You don't really have to worry about it for right now. line yourself up first, then focus back on the play. Because you almost do it, but then you like get stuck on the fact that the ball's in the corner, you start to turn towards it rather than just driving straight. Like you had yourself lined up. If you didn't turn, you were fine. Instead, you drove right through all of them. And then same thing here. Be careful about how close you're getting. This is a big thing. It happens to a lot of players. Players see the ball near the net and they're like, I want to get close. So when it pops out, I'm there. The question is, what happens if it doesn't pop out? Because what I'm seeing is 2 defenders right here. The chances of this guy getting the ball to settle nicely here without either of them touching it, very low. So it's probably not going to sit here. It's probably going to be, you know, somewhere out here somewhere. So I do not want to get closer because I'm also last man back. So if I get too close and the ball goes over me, now again, we're in a terrible position defensively. And you can see you just keep creeping forward even as this touch comes out. And now it's like, oh, shoot. Imagine if you had picked up more boost and you were instead here. Like, sure, this still isn't the easiest touch, but it's definitely playable. Actually, it's landing right on you. Like I said, you're so patient in your movement around the field until it comes to you thinking there's an opportunity to play the ball, and then you push forward way too far. And then you get caught in all these positions where you gotta back off. Here's issue number 2 with being too far forward. Ball's directly over your head, so you're not getting any forward momentum on this, which means your touch is gonna be the softest thing you ever did see. Yeah, I like to think that you hit it with like a wet spaghetti noodle. You're waiting patiently here. Don't keep moving forward. Because the only thing that can really happen from this position is this guy can get a touch. That's about the only thing that can change in this play, and if he does get a touch, it's going to come towards you. So you don't want to keep going forward because then you make it a lot harder to react to that touch should it happen, but you also eliminate all space to gain forward momentum. And it just all becomes a vertical thing, which unless you can air dribble, going vertical with the ball is not an ideal way to shoot. Be like here. Because this guy's now under the ball. Look at the angle he's got. You think he's saving that? No shot. You were here? Just give it a second. He's not going to jump. He doesn't have confidence, and then you can actually jump at this thing and actually shoot it. Give yourself space. Space makes all the difference. You do not need to be right up on the play. So this is, again, I think you just rushed this. Like, you feel the pressure. It's, again, the ball is along your backboard. You panic like crazy. You're good. This is, like, the safest place for the ball to be on your half. Like, this is totally fine. We love this. The problem is you get a little too close to it and then you can't react to where it's actually going because you don't actually read where the ball is bouncing, which in fairness is fine because like this bounce is not obvious. So again, you know you have a bit of time. Like you should know that, just based off of what happened in the kickoff. And I actually go back to your cam to watch the kickoff again. So one player is there at the mid. Sure. If you're using your ears, you'd be able to hear if they're actually like boosting forward at this. And so far, I've heard nothing. Again, take more time. Like it is okay to swing wider. The only way this ball becomes dangerous is if it actually gets in front of the net. So as long as you stay between the ball and your goal, you're fine. And this thing's along the backboard anyway. So what kind of opportunities are they really going to create from over there? If you had swung wider, like all the way back to here, instead of going narrow to the play, like back to here, now you would have had plenty of time to adjust to where the ball was. Instead, you got too close, and then when the ball popped out in such a way that you weren't really expecting, it caught you off guard. I think you thought it was going to roll just straight and not bounce at all, and you got caught out by the bounce, which is why just give yourself more space when you have the chance. And this would have been totally fine. And because, yeah, obviously, you don't want to play the ball directly into the midfield. Because I don't know about you, but if I was in your teammate's spot here, yeah, he almost gets there. But yeah, left in the worst spot ever. At the end of the day, it is really difficult to win games consistently and rank up when you are constantly taking yourself out of the game. When that happens, you are pretty much handing opportunity after opportunity over to your opponents. And sooner or later, they are going to capitalize on those opportunities. You need to be able to position yourself around the field so that you can actually play the ball when the opportunity does present itself. So as you play your own games, make sure you are focusing on maximizing the impact you can have on the game. Of course, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you who made it to this point in the video, and I do hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, make sure you click that subscribe button right down below so you make sure you don't miss any future Rocket League content. Additionally, if you'd like to be a bit more involved in the community we're building here, feel free to join my Discord, which I'll have linked down in the description. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys. it.